Okay, so today we're placing a trade on Instacart. Now, Instacart's one of those companies that a lot of people in the retail space know about this ticker, and it went public earlier this week. So whenever this happens, I always like to take a look at what happens on the day that it becomes optionable, right? The day that options are starting to be traded, because usually people are in there just buying up options, betting on the direction that Instacart's going to go, and it results in option prices being inflated. You can see today that Instacart is down about 2%, and we've seen it moving, with about 30% realized vol since it IPO'd. And if we come over to the option chain here for Instacart, we can see that the implied vol is between 80 and then going down, if we look at like 30 days out, to about 70% implied vol here for 30 days out. And this is pretty good, right? Like this is pretty high vol, and it's definitely something that we want to be selling. Now, as for what expiration to sell though, we need to make a decision here. And the way that I've been sort of thinking about it is if I'm not trading the really far dated stuff, and the difference between like 28 days and let's say 14 days is, maybe 50 cents or $1 on this $30 stock, I'm tempted to lean more short dated. And the reason is just that in the end of the day, this ticker is likely still finding its fair value, and there's a chance that we see it trend. And if we do see it trend, it's going to end up costing us some money, because even if we realize less than 80 vol, unless you're going to be delta hedging, very strictly with this, there's a chance that it just drifts, right? And if it just keeps drifting, then you're going to be taking a bit of an L on this trade. So I like the idea of going a bit shorter dated, maybe 2 weeks. And if we take a look here, we can see that we're able to sell the 30 strike for almost $4 here, right? The 30 strike for almost $4. That is implying, over a 10% change in price over the next 2 weeks, which is possible for sure. But if we think about the risk reward on this trade, do we think it's going to change 20% over the next 2 weeks, given that since IPO, it's only realized, maybe 30% realized vol? Probably not. If we come over here to, let's say, the 28 days, let's price this one out just before we make our decision here. Right, so we can see this is going for about $1 more. And right, if we think about $1 on this, it's a couple more percent. Do I really want to take on another 14 days of exposure to go from $4 in credit to $4.70 in credit? Probably not. So I'm totally cool with the idea of the the October 6th expiry here. So let's go ahead and just change this to October 6th. Right, and look at that. Hopefully we can get somewhere close to that 375 mark. That would be really amazing. But let's go ahead and try to get a fill here. Right, we'll throw on one lot of this, and let's just see what we can get filled at. All right, no fill, as to be expected with this. Let's come over to orders and let's lower this down to 370. Now, as we're trying to get a fill here, I'll quickly talk about the management of this trade. So realistically, unless we see huge realized volatility, I'm probably holding this pretty close to expiration. I usually set my stop loss for something like this between a 50% loss and 100% loss. So if we collected $4, if this thing went up in value to $6 or $7, that's when I'd be looking to close out. I'm willing to take on about 1% account risk per trade like this, and with the PA account being at 30K right now, that's about a $300 risk per trade. So I'm pretty comfortable with, even if this thing starts to move a lot, the risk is pretty low, and if we do see it pin around here, we'll see about a 1% account gain, and that's pretty standard for what I'm hoping for on these trades. Okay, so we get our fill at $3.60 here. And given what this was trading at, which is, what was the range again here? 370 to 355. Yeah, so we got a fill right in the middle, more or less. I'm happy with it. I'm going to let the group know that I just got the fill at this price here. And I think, realistically, I think we'll make about $100 on this trade, but let's see how it ends up playing out. Now, if you have any questions about this trade or even trading around these IPOs, feel free to message me in the group, or you can actually reach out to me through the chat bubble in the terminal itself, and we can have a discussion about it. Good luck, everyone, and we'll talk soon. Enjoy your weekend.